Hello, one of my YouTube friends, Rocket, left a comment on my channel page recently, expressing his surprise that I hadn't addressed the issue of the uprising in Egypt. Two things y'all need to know about me. One, I make love with my boots on. And two, I don't like sensationalism. What I mean by that is to talk about something when I'm not prepared just because it's a hot topic and it'll get a bunch of interest. I'm not really into that. And to be honest, I wasn't really sure what the deal is with Egypt. And you know what? I'm still not very sure. What I am comfortable in talking about with regard to Egypt is how what's going on there directly pertains to us. Some of the things that don't would be, the involvement of the Muslim Brotherhood after the fact and how they weren't involved at first, but now they are involved. You know, how many people are involved in these protests. I'm not really comfortable enough with the information that I've come across to speak on that. However, a couple of things that have happened. The government of Egypt was able to cut off a great deal of internet communications within the country. And I don't know if the average person watching this is aware at just how delicate internet communication is. When we're on the World Wide Web, it seems so vast and limitless, when the fact of the matter is at the root of that communication, most everything passes through just a handful of service providers, and it's very centralized. Anybody who doubts that the technology is there, just look at NetNanny, and that's the security that NetNanny provides is nothing compared to some of the processes that can be employed. I mean, you can make the internet say and do anything you want. Back in the day when we had books and written information, that's a little bit more difficult to change at a moment's notice. However, in a digital world, information and news articles can be edited, skewed, changed, and it's not set. It's just like a wispy cloud of air. It's just like smoke in the wind in a way of how delicate the process could really be. Now you can say, well, with Egypt, and I don't think you guys will say that, because knowing the people who follow my channel aren't going to exactly say, well, that can never happen in America. But let me tell you how it can happen in America, and let me tell you how it can not only happen in America, but be perfectly legal. Because internet service providers are private entities, private corporate entities, they provide that service. And if you look at the fine print on your internet contract, they reserve the right as a private entity to dispense their product as they see fit. There's nothing obligating them within free speech to just say, well, I'll just continue to run this corporation no matter what. If you need an example, WikiLeaks. Apparently, from my quick research, it was one call from one senator that just shut down WikiLeaks, like that, like the blink of an eye, and there was nothing to it. It's just a matter of some dude at a database just blocking it off. We also know that the way the internet that China gets is different than the internet that we get, and so on and so forth, and the government can make it say whatever they want. And American companies like Yahoo and Cisco and Google, if you think they're so righteous or something, you need to see how they behave in China. And it's in there's been congressional oversight hearings for them where they've been accused, like Cisco has been accused of assisting the Chinese government. It's pretty brutal stuff, and it's very much in existence, and it's very much intertwined and ingrained in what we have and understand as the internet. It's all there. And let me tell you, it's a very big deal when you hear these stupid little articles about, I don't know, let's just use the term CenturyLink. If you hear like this big conglomerate CenturyLink is linking and joining these internet service providers, it's a big damn deal, because that increases how centralized the internet becomes. And if you don't think that it can be shut down, I mean, that's kind of ignorant. It's a very delicate thing, and something to keep in mind and to learn from. Now, as far as what you can do about it, back in the day, I don't know how old all of you are, but some of us older guys can remember a time when we had bulletin boards where you would have somebody would have a host computer at their house, and we would in turn call up on a dial-up modem and link up. That was a little bit slower, but it was how we changed. It was how we exchanged information back in the day. It was kind of cool, and it's much less decentralized, but it also would go into a dog pile, and you could access centralized knowledge, and it wouldn't be too big of a deal. The other thing that I found that's kind of an interesting concept had to do with, there was an article on how to create an interweb using wireless transmission, where you actually begin to set up a neighborhood network, and then eventually it expands to the town level, and it's wireless, and the only thing that it really requires is going to be electricity, giving you an actual decentralized interweb, which is a real interesting concept. And it's I don't know what type of neighborhood you live in, but it's an interesting process, and it's pretty cool food for thought. So that's what I have for the Egypt thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to be talking more about it or not. It's difficult to say what other countries are thinking. Fuck, drop the camera. What different countries are thinking, or their reasons for doing things. Just always keep your ear to the ground and understand what the word and the term democratic is very different for some places than it is for us. Anywho, we'll be seeing y'all soon. Hope you have a great week.